Wow, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm not really happy with this video. I saw online. It's really sad. Like, I feel like crying, honestly. I'm so emotional right now. Like, oh my god. These two sisters, they are Nigerians who lived in Belgium. They live in Belgium. Oh, what women go through. Just because they want to have children. And practically what I see in this whole thing is that the Benjo people, the doctors, they just use them like as a practical. Do you understand? You don't treat people like that. They just use them. How can you be spending like the money they are spending in that Benjo? If you convert it is millions of naira. You'll be spending money just for you to get result, and at the end of the day, they will even worsen the case. Eh? Now they've been doing everything within their power to get a child. Now they've gotten a baby girl, beautiful baby girl, but at the cost of what? At the detriment of another person's life. It's really, really sad. Oh, this is really, really sad. Like, I'm really touched. Like, I feel like crying. Do you like I'm crying inside of me after surgery. A lot, you see, this is what we go through. People don't know. This is what Nigerians, we have foreigners in our country and we love foreigners. Nigeria is a foreigners friendly country. Like, it's a friendly country for foreigners. Foreigners will come, we treat them nice, we treat them. If a foreigner is even living in our house, we can even cook and give to the foreigner. Like, we are very friendly when it comes to foreigners. But you see, most of these countries, they are serious racists, serious one. This is what we go through. This is what we go through in the diaspora. This is what we go through. Now, wait till they go through with this. Do you understand? But how can you even in South Africa here they do xenophobia, right? They are blacks also. They are also black and they do xenophobia. So a lot of them are blacks, although they have white, they have Indian, they have blah blah blah. But the majority here are blacks and they do xenophobia. Do you understand? We have the same color. You understand? So what I'm saying is now wait till imagine what we go through here. Honestly. She did a surgery in Belgium just because they want to have a family in 2017. She went to see a gynecologist. They said she got a fibroid, you know. But one thing that they do not know is fibroid then is common with black ladies. Fibroid is common with we black ladies. Honestly, if you want to, I will advise people. This mistake has already been made. We should all learn from this. I will advise people, if you want to do any fibroid operation, go to your Africa country and do it. It's better. The white doctors, a lot of the white doctors, they are not used to this fibroid of a thing and stuff like that because it's common with the black race. It's common with the black folks. The fibroid of a thing, black ladies. So go to your Africa country and do the operation, you know, and come out successfully without damage because it's something that they do almost regularly. It's something that the black doctors are used to. You get it? So it's really sad that just because she wants to do an operation, a surgery operation, from there they did a damage control with her cervix. It's really, really sad. I feel so sad. When your cervix, they did the damage control with the cervix, when your cervix is blocked or damaged, there will be no menstrual flow because when you are ovulating, when your eggs are ripe, then you ovulate. Then after that, your eggs definitely will just burst when your eggs don't burst. So the next thing is for you to, when you menstruate, it flows through the cervix and stuff like that before it will now flow through your vagina. Like for you come dey see blood say e dey enter your whatsoever you choose to use. Now it's blocked. For a woman that has not entered, that has not gotten into menopause, for a woman that has not entered into menopause, and now she doesn't menstruate anymore, it really can be really, really frustrating. You heard her, she was, you will hear her, I'm going to post it. She will be drained emotionally, psychologically, physically, every other way. Honestly, it's not an easy thing at all. It's not. I really feel her pain. I really, really feel her pain. I really, really feel her pain, honestly. I feel her pain. I'm really, as in, the whole thing is just, is paining me deep down to my soul. They destroyed it. Imagine a lady, she did how many surgeries? Three surgeries. And they told her at the end of the day, what was not the reason for all those cutting and open and sewing back? At the end of the day, at least she have her own mind though. They told her the second surgery that they want to do is like 20% chance. 20%. Not even up to, it's not even 50-50. She get mind and she went ahead with it. Why can't you people adopt? Honestly, what's there? You can adopt a child. When you adopt a child, is your child. Okay, fine. Doctors advise you to go for surrogacy. Far and wide. I always tell people, only the foolish ones. What I always tell people, I say it. Even some of my subscribers here that are close to me, they know this. I always say that it is only a foolish person that will be in this world, this civilized or this modern world that we are living right now. It's only a stupid person. Like there is only someone that is not smart enough, someone that is not wise, someone that is not exposed, as I will say, only mugu. Na him will stay, say this period, say no get pikin. Because there are many ways to have a child, to have kids. If you so desire, if you so desire. Bible did not condemn those that do not have children. If you so desire you want to have kids, if you like be 70 years, you can. If you like be 100 years, as long as you still breathe, as long as there's still breath that is coming out of your nursery, you can still have kids. All you need is just money. All you need is money. And if you think you don't have money, like we also have poor people who cannot afford it, then you adopt. Adoption is not expensive. Adoption is not expensive. The child, I don't know how people see this. When they say adopt a child, I don't know how people see it. When you adopt a baby legally, that baby is your own. That baby is your own. There is nobody, no Jupiter, no human being born of a woman will ever come for that child. You want to go jail? When you adopt a child legally, the child is your own forever and ever till thy kingdom come. The only thing is, do not look at it as if it's not your own. Do not. When you adopt a child legally, is your child. You can take your child anywhere. Anywhere in the world, you can take your child. It's your child. You are not restricted to anything. Say, if you can't go here. You can post your child. You can do whatsoever you want to do. He or she is your child. For those that have money, or I've seen mechanic. There was one mechanic in Nekoma that sold his plot of land just to do IVF. And it was successful. The wife gave birth to a beautiful, beautiful, lovely baby girl. Then I was still in school. So I don't know how people or some men they see this thing. I don't know how people see it. Like this lady that I'll post the video for you to see. She's quite educated, and I don't know why she made such mistake. She's quite educated. She is. Eh? You can adopt, you can go for surrogacy. How much be surrogacy sef? Surrogacy is not expensive. Google is your friend. You can Google it and know. They will show you a lot of options. Honestly, you can do surrogacy. It's not expensive if you Google it. If you want to know more, just Google. You will see some contacts, good ones in Nigeria. You can pay in installment. When you are done paying, maybe each hospitals and each organizations have their rules on how they do their things. What is there? Honestly, like seriously, sincerely, what is there? Surrogacy is there. If you don't have a womb, then you go for surrogacy. Also, even some people that I even know, they have wombs. They will tell you they've got like 2 to 3 kids. Their body is tired. They can't carry babies anymore. Let another woman do it for them. They pay. You don't even need to know the surrogate mother if you don't want to know. Eh? You don't have to. The doctor will be the one to arrange it with your lawyer. Depends on how you want it. You know, you got the power because you got the money. Each organization have their rules. If there is anything wrong with your sperm as a man, I'm talking to the men folks right now. If something is wrong with your sperm, my dear, the women shouldn't leave. Oh. These are things that can be resolved easily. If anything is wrong with your man's sperm or something is wrong with your husband's sperm or whatsoever, as the case may be, now. Things has changed now. It not be like those days when people say that they say agan. Would they call her agan for my this thing like barren woman? It's not like those days that things were not in place for, these days you have kids. Even the agan then, I don't want to be using the word barren woman. Even the agan then, they were not smart enough. They can adopt. Although adoption was not this common, it wasn't. Eh? But life now is not like this. It's not like that anymore. It's not like those days. Every day, technology is expanding, is improving, new things are coming. Eh? Honestly, you got documents, you got everything you need. Why don't you go to your country and do it? You according to her, she said she went to see a gynecologist in Nigeria, senior gynecologist in Nigeria. Then why they advise you for surrogacy? Why didn't you do it in Nigeria? And you need a black lady to be your surrogate mother. Then why didn't you do it in Nigeria? You got the money. Why didn't you do it in Nigeria when surrogacy is not even it's not that expensive? How much is surrogacy? For you to pay surrogate mother, I don't think it's more than ₦1,000,000. I don't think so. Except you want to provide your surrogate mother yourself. Of course, you can do that. If you have someone that is willing to do that for you, you can do that. They'll take your egg, take your husband's sperm, fertilize it, and implant it into the woman's body. The woman is not attached to the baby because everything about the baby does not have connection with her. Like if they do DNA, the baby is not connected to her at all. Just help una carry am na una pikin. If your husband, the sperm is bad, there is sperm bank where you can easily buy sperm. You don't know who owns it. Before they will bank sperm, they must have gone through the necessary treatment and whatsoever. There is sperm bank. There is. Even the genotype you want, there is. Because before they will take the sperm bank, they should be able to carry out all those things, the genotype, the blood group, blah, 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 blah. They have all that. You can buy sperm and fertilize your egg. For the women that have issues with their egg, you can buy egg. They have egg donor. I don't know how people see things these days. We have egg donor. But a lot of people, Christianity don't blind their eyes. Left, right, center. They will tell you, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. Is it not God that created the herbs? Eh? Doing IVF, buying sperm from sperm bank, buying egg from egg donor, or using surrogacy, they are all from God. They are all from God. God is making things easier for us. We still choose the hard way. They are all from God. If you feel all those things are sin, it's not for God, my dear. Even God did not say. God said that we help those that help themselves. Pastors are doing these things that I'm telling you. Pastors when busy now, then they preach for you. They are doing it. So what is there? Google it. You see a lot of pastors that they've interviewed. Even in there's this channel 5 years after. They always interview people. I've seen a lot of pastors that said that they did IVF once, twice, three, even four times. They failed. They say it is not a sin. I don't know how people reason. It is not a sin. When you okay, if you want to cook bitter leaf soup, you use bitter leaf. Who created the bitter leaf? Is it not God? Is it not God for mass consumption? Is it not God? It is God that created it. You have all this jadi dysentery, you know, before flagyl and stuff like that. We're using herbs. The herbs, is it not God that created it? So why will you condemn the advancement in technology to be a sin? It is not. It is not. That's why you say the Bible made us to understand that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Honestly, God is making things more easier. Who is putting those ideas in their head? It is God. And this woman, it's not as if she was out of line. At least she couldn't. The sister-in-law, oh, I really gave that sister-in-law hand. Oh. I give her hand. I will continue giving her hand. She actually tried for her brother and her brother's wife. She got 2 kids already, a boy and a girl. Said her first child is 5 years, the second one is 3 years. She chose to sacrifice herself. At least she actually loves her brother so much. She chose to sacrifice her body. Let my brother have one, even if it's one or two. Let my brother have. She chose to undergo those process for them. Ash, she's really nice. How many how many sisters-in-law will do that thing? It will hard though. How many will do am? Say, oh, okay, see wetin my sister-in-law won't do. Let me just do it for them. Carry the baby for them. And now the baby is there. But she's not back on her feet. She is not. She has been paralyzed. Eh? I just pray for God to restore her, because wetin she do na good deed she do. I just pray. And honestly, they really need to seek serious medical attention. And I also pray that they get the justice that they deserve. Please, if you have any complications like this, you have any issue, go to your country, to your Africa country. Go to your Africa country and do it, resolve it. Go to your Africa country and resolve your issue. Go to your Africa country and resolve your issue. Go to your Africa country. I don't use this in single. Nothing like your place. Nothing like say this one na my own. You hear wetin they talk, say my one and our own no be the same. Nothing like say na your own be this. We have good doctors in Nigeria, good gynecologists in Nigeria. We have. I know this. The best Nigerians in the world, they are the best doctors. They are Nigerians. The best doctors in the world are Nigerians. So why you go leave your place go when you have everything it takes to go and return back? Not be the Nigeria dey born you. Are you not okay? Since she said she's comfortable, she's from a comfortable home where you were born and raised in Nigeria. Because they're born for Nigeria, not they become good. Why you not okay? Why you not born for Nigeria? If you don't born finish, you and your baby cannot go back to Belgium. So I don't know. It's really sad though. I just pray they get the justice they get. Please share this video in case we have people that will be able to help them and assist them also. Please share the video so it can go far for people to like reach out to them, and if there is any way they can help them so that they can also help them. So with this, I'll say bye bye. Have a beautiful day ahead. Bye bye. I'm not too happy, but have a beautiful day ahead. Bye bye. Sharp, peace out.
Hello everyone. My name is Ajima Obole, and this is Susan Obole, my sister-in-law. We're currently recording this video from AZ Saint-Anne, Bruges. It's a general hospital in Bruges in Belgium. In 2017, I came to visit a doctor in this hospital because I had, my husband and I wanted to have a family, and after checks, he said I had fibroids, and he would advise that I had a myomectomy. That's the surgery to take out the fibroids before we could begin to start trying to conceive. So we agreed, and in November of 2017, I went ahead and I had that surgery. Everything seemed okay. It was a laparoscopy, so I was cut open. He said it was better because of the locations of the fibroids, and everything seemed fine until we came back for a checkup, and he said he couldn't find my cervix. Asked us to come back a while later so he could put me under anesthesia and try to find the cervix, which we returned with my husband. And when I woke up, I saw I had 4 holes on my tummy, and I was wondering if it was the IUD, because he was supposed to put the IUD because he felt my cervix was blocked. He later came in to tell us that he couldn't find my cervix, and so he didn't perform the laparoscopy, and as such he was going to transfer me or refer me to KU Leuven, to a professor in gynecology, which was one of the best to recreate my cervix. We went to KU Leuven, and the professor told me that for the purpose of a pregnancy, a cervix has never been recreated, and he hopes for my sake that there was a little hole in which my period will be able to flow out. And so we waited. So he performed some investigations, did ultrasounds and all to see if he could see my cervix, but he couldn't, and so he ushered my husband and I back into his office, and he said a cervix has never been successfully recreated for the purpose of a pregnancy. He explained to us that the cervix is a muscle which holds the weight of the baby until you're ready to push, and then the baby comes out, and also it protects the fetus from infection. He then told me that I could not get pregnant naturally or artificially because the connection between the vagina and the uterus was gone. It was at that point we realized the intensity of the situation. My husband and I then traveled to Nigeria and consulted another professor in gynecology and another fertility specialist, which all advised our best option was surrogacy. We came back to Belgium. After returning back to Belgium, we had an appointment with another professor in University of Ghent, who is a gynecologist but specializes in reconstructive surgeries. We saw him, and he offered to perform a surgery, but it was going to be 20% chance of success, and by success he meant to recreate a hole and not for the purpose of getting pregnant. If that was successful, then we would start to try to conceive, which I agreed, and I had a laparoscopy again somewhere in August in 2018. After the laparoscopy, a catheter was put for 10 days, and then we went back. He removed the catheter, and then we came back 2 weeks later for an IUD to be inserted. I was put under anesthesia, and by the time I woke up, his assistant came to inform us that the surgery wasn't successful. He was still in surgery, so he couldn't see us himself, and so he gave us an appointment in 2 weeks. to discuss what I wanted to do, as also my body absorbing back my period wasn't good for my health. It can lead into some complications like endometriosis or probably even cancer of the blood. And so we left, and when we came back, he offered to try one more surgery, but I wasn't so sure as my body was exhausted and I felt drained psychologically, physically, emotionally. After some thought, he told me to go and think about it and tell him what I wanted, and then we did, and then we came back and I decided to have another surgery, which was somewhat successful as I began to have my period, but after a while it stopped again and I only was spotting. And at the point I had to decide my life was more important than cutting myself and twisting the hand of fate because I wanted to get pregnant by all means. And so we started to research the process of surrogacy and what it took. We found out our best option was America, but then we couldn't afford it because it was expensive, between $150,000 to $200,000. And in Belgium, surrogacy is complicated. It's a gray zone and hospitals make the law on who they should take as a surrogacy candidate and not. My sister-in-law here, who is Susan, was then coming to Belgium to study, and so she offered to be our surrogate. And because she was going to be, she was resident in Belgium, it was already easy for us, because for you to be a surrogate in Belgium, you had to be legally resident in Belgium. So when she came, again, we started to look for hospitals, but no hospital will take us. And we came back to AZ Senyan in Bruges, which my error was made. And after embryo creation and a week to the embryo being transferred in Susan, the hospital backed out and said they wouldn't be proceeding, and no reason was given. And so we decided to go back home to Nigeria to have an embryo transfer, like create IVF treatment and then an embryo transfer, which we did in the first week of February, and then we moved back to Belgium, and Susan gave birth to our beautiful baby girl Imani Obolis Pitel on the 15th of October this year, 2020, sorry. But listen to Susan's part of the story, it even gets messier.
Hi everyone, my name is Susan Obole. I had the baby on the 15th of October 2020. I opted for a cesarean, and I was told I have to take an epidural because I wanted the general anesthesia, and they said, oh no, in Belgium you have to take the epidural, which is safest. So I reluctantly obliged and I signed the consent form because I did not want any complication or anything to happen with the baby. So I went in to the theater and I was administered the epidural, but in the process of the epidural I felt pain on the left side of my back, and I kept telling the doctor, oh, I feel pain, and she says she kept telling me, oh, just be calm, I'm trying to get the good spot. And she kept twisting, I don't know what she was twisting, whether it was the needle or there was something else attached to it, but it felt like a round device or something, and she kept twisting and twisting, and she kept telling me, oh, just be calm. And at some point she actually found the point she claimed she was looking for, and I didn't feel the pain anymore. So the surgery was carried out, it was successful. But after I got back into the ward, the following day I was told the epidural pump had to be removed. So they removed the pump, and at about 8 o'clock I was able to sit. Everything seemed normal, but my legs were having spasms, but I was told it would wear off. And then later that day in the evening it all went south and I couldn't feel my legs anymore. A lot of doctors came. They had to look for a neurologist to come and check. She came and checked and said I have to go for an MRI. I have had 4 MRIs already. The first 2 they said, oh, we didn't see anything, but the third one they said I had to have a lumbar puncture, and I was taken for a lumbar puncture, and they came and said they saw a bacteria but they don't know what the bacteria is. One of them even suggested, oh, maybe it's a disease from Africa, maybe tuberculosis or malaria or cerebral meningitis, and they carried out all the tests and they didn't see anything in my system. So the question was, where did the bacteria come from? Was it in the process of administering the epidural, it entered my system as a result of them not scrubbing me very well? Or is it that the person who administered the epidural did not know her job, or the instrument they used was not properly sterilized? And up till now, nobody has given me an answer. I have partial paralysis from my waist down. I can't poo on my own. I wear a diaper. I can't pee on my own. I have to use a catheter to take out the pee. It's been so difficult, and I asked for an apology from the anesthesiologist, and she said, oh, it's a complication, when we had a meeting with the team of doctors that were all involved in the process. So now I have decided that justice must be served. I need justice for this. I came into this hospital, I was on my feet. I was only pregnant. I only came to have a baby. I was never sick. They can check my medical records. I never reported sick during the process of the pregnancy. So I don't know what they are saying. They say it's a bacteria from where only God knows, and they know what happened. And the whole thing just was annoying, because at some point I was told it was a third-year resident that administered the epidural, and her supervisor claimed she just stood by the side and supervised her. So it's just so amazing how I was given to a resident to perform the procedure, and nobody seems to see anything wrong with the whole thing. And I just want to say I deserve justice, and justice must be served to me. And AZ Saint-Yann in Bruges has done me dirty. I was supposed to go home to see my children on the 30th of November, and all to no avail, because I'm sitting in a wheelchair. I can't go home, I can't see my family. So I need justice.
It is important to add that nobody has apologized to us. After the meeting we had with them 3 weeks ago or 4, the neurologists haven't even stopped by Suzanne's room. Like, it's just after we realized all this, they brought a rehabilitation doctor who is a black doctor. And for us, why? I feel they dragged him into this for damage control. And also, how can 2 family members of the same race have 2 rare complications in the same hospital? Was a resident also used during my surgery? These are questions. The hospital doesn't even want to apologize. We even said, okay, don't apologize. Let's sit and have a conversation. How do you make our lives easy? What happens to Suzanne's medical bills? Because we're looking for options. We're looking for solutions of where we can take Suzanne for treatment. You know, this has been difficult on the whole family. Suzanne's son turned 5 in November this month, and the daughter turns 3 next month in December. She was supposed to go home. How can they ruin 2 lives of 2 sisters, and nobody is showing any remorse? Nobody feels like we deserve an apology. We feel it's, at first we thought it was subtle racism, but it's not even subtle. It's real glaring racism. Nobody even comes to us. They feel that maybe we're asking for too much. Yes, we deserve that. If we were a family member of one of these doctors, they would have gone above and beyond. Her file was supposed to be sent to UZ Ghent. We kept on pushing. It was sent after a week. We kept on asking them, have you referred? Have you consulted other doctors to find solutions? Have you done this? They say no. Can they do it? How can you ask a patient? I remembered with my case, I was referred immediately. Why are they claiming based on European laws on privacy? You can send inquiries without even disclosing the patient's case or the issue. We also don't think that a bacteria was involved. I don't believe it. I believe that her nerve roots were damaged. If not, why haven't they seen a bacteria? They tried to blame it on malaria, on meningitis, on tuberculosis. We are just so lucky that Susan did not have a bit of malaria in her blood, because they would have held on to that. They also told us that it's a bacteria, and they don't know what the bacteria is. It's a bacteria that is not found in Caucasians or Europeans. It's a bacteria found in Africa. Is this not all racism? And why was a resident used to give her such a delicate and a complicated injection? Why? The neurologist, sorry, not the neurologist, the anesthesiologist said they will not apologize because they didn't do anything wrong. If they did it, in fact, they kept on saying they did everything perfectly. If everything was done perfectly, why is my sister-in-law on a chair? Why? We feel that this hospital deserves to be investigated. Everybody that has done us wrong deserves to be called to book. We deserve a trial. We will not let this go. We will fight it. Yes, we're Africans, we're Nigerians, but we did not come to Europe on a boat looking for a better life. We are both from educated family and comfortable homes. So they will not take us for a ride. Like, if they've done it to other people, they will not do it to us. We will fight this. We will fight this, and we will make sure the whole world knows of the injustice that was done to me and my sister-in-law. Do you have anything to add?
No, for me that's it.
Okay. Thank you, and all we can ask is for you to share the video and post and demand that justice is done for us. That's all. And thank you all.